Hi, this is Scott Wilson. This is Art for the Godless and Prints for the Godless. I'm going to show you a piece that I'm quite proud of. It's quite simple, or deceptively simple. Hopefully you can see it well here. I want to get it in the light, so I'm tilting it. It's a print, and it is called Diaphanously Invisible God. Full stop, atheist symbol. So it's a bit of a protesty piece, but it has a lot more going on in it than the simplicity of it would suggest. First of all, invisible, well, am I showing you on this? Invisible is done with an etching. No. Yes, with an etching. Acid bath plate made by these two hands. And the reason for that is it's the only thing that atheists and theists agree on. We think that the invisibility is a sign that perhaps he's not there, and you just seem to think it makes him more mystical. Okay. So, starting from that point, which is dead center in the print, and a line running through the S is the battle line. On the theist side, in actually the most difficult technique to do, because it was done with a stencil, and there's this compound stuff that you can buy that has glass beads in it, and at certain angles, diaphanous will sparkle. When the sun hits it, all of a sudden you'll get these glints off of it. And it is three-dimensional, and it sticks there, and it means transparent. So it's transparently invisible God. And that's sort of the theist argument as far as I'm concerned. An ornate, beautiful word that means nothing. Transparent. Transparently invisible. I can say that God is transparently invisible too, but mine would have a sort of ironic twist to it. And then you get God, and God is done with pierce work. It is hand poked out by me. These things take about sort of 45 minutes to make each. Oh no, with the printing as well. Yeah, these things take about an hour to make at least, and that's after you've made the print. Several stages. Anyway, it's hand pricked by me, so it's pierce work. And I love it because from the atheist point of view, God is made of holes. And yet it's lacy, and it's ornate and diaphanous and all of those things, and ornamental. Another great God word. And then, full stop, red atheist symbol. And it's time. I mean, it is time that the diaphanously ornate God came to a full stop. And it's done with a lino print I cut out myself, So it's very out, but it's subtle, and it'll frame up well. An off cream matte and black frame. Of course, you only get it in a tube, and the framing is up to you. I don't want to add in here that there's a lovely way that that all the materials and the various different ways they're made bounce about in your brain when you're just looking at it. I mean, I get little epiphanies because they do trigger off different ways of thinking of the same thing, double meanings. And yeah, that's why I think it's so brilliant. Partly by the way each individual item in it is made, and then you bounce them off like full stop, stamped, lacy God, insubstantial, just as invisible, just as diaphanous as suggested by the first two words. Anyway, that is why I think it's such a great piece, and I did it, and they're for sale. A limited edition 200, and they're real art prints. I don't know what the state of art prints is. Oh, well, this is the whole thing. But I don't know what the state of art prints is today, because a lot of people seem to be doing paintings and selling them on the internet and calling them prints, and they, digitally reproduce it. They've taken a picture of it and taken it to a printer, and they're having it printed off. And in fact, I'm thinking of sort of doing that on my site for some paintings, because I paint as well as do these prints. But in my day, you couldn't call that an artist print. An artist had to sort of make the plate and be seriously involved from beginning to end. And there was even a scandal about Dali, who signed a whole bunch of pieces of paper and somebody went off and printed something. Anyway, that hopefully enough of the addendum. But it really is a beautiful thing. It's handmade, very humanist, and it keeps all kinds of things going, if I can sell a few of them. I don't suppose there's really very much more I want to say. I mean, it's kind of my attitude to it. Well, I think my anti-theist, atheist attitudes are playing. Which side of that particular fence I'm sitting on. Check out my other videos, they're really good. Well, some of them. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.